Bonjour everybody, my name's Jimmy and I am from Hobo Clothing. Right, we've been getting a lot of messages recently from people who have been asking about how to start their own clothing brand. So I thought what I'd do is do a small video, 5 top tips on how to start your own clothing brand. Now I was quite reluctant to share my secrets and my top tips, but I've been onto YouTube and I just don't feel like anyone's giving the right information out to people who want to start their own brand. Now we sell between 800 to 1,000 t-shirts per day. So that alone probably gives you enough confidence to believe in what I'm telling you. I'm not on here to get loads of views or make any money off the videos. If I can just help one person out and give someone some solid advice how to start their own brand and I can give you a little boost, then I'm happy with that, to be honest with you. My number one tip to starting your own brand would be to initially pick your printing process. Now there's 3 options that you've got. You can buy your own DTG printer, which is what we done. You can buy your own screen printing machine, which is something that we done in the later stages, but again, I still think that this is something that you could get when you first start off. Or you could use a third-party printing company to fulfill your orders for you. Or you could use, again, a third-party screen printing company to get your merch pre-made and then you sell it from there. Probably starting off, I wouldn't advise. People have done that, but I think you've got to pick your designs correctly if that's something that you want to do. Why I would choose DTG printing is because of the print on demand aspect that it offers. The great thing about DTG is you don't actually have to get anything made up. You can just buy your blank t-shirts and then when that design sells, you've only actually printed that one t-shirt instead of getting, I don't know, maybe 50 shirts made up of that one design and then not selling any. Then you're kind of sitting on stock, which you don't really want to be doing when you first start out. Now, if you're going to get your own screen printing machine, I would recommend that you've got someone there who actually knows how to screen print, as it is very difficult to learn. But again, if you know what you're doing, then obviously I think go down that road. You can save a lot of money by screen printing your own stuff. The inks are a lot cheaper. It also can be a much quicker process. Now, if you was to get your stuff done by a third-party company, this is something that I would recommend because you don't have to actually buy any of the machinery yourself up front. Just depends what you're planning on doing with your brand. If you don't want any responsibility of printing stuff yourself, then I would recommend using a third-party company. There's loads of print-on-demand companies out there now that you can just send your artwork to and you can link up your Shopify store, and as soon as you get a sale, it will go through direct to that company. They print it, pack it, send it out to the customer, which is very handy. Obviously it does eat into your profit, so you have to take that into consideration as well. Personally, I say print your stuff yourself. You're in control of everything. Busy periods, third-party printing companies can get very busy. You don't want your orders going out late. If you're in control of that, then you can get your stuff out on time and you're not going to get any negative comments or bad emails, people saying that their stuff is late. Right, number 2, I think you've got to decide whether you're going to do this full-time or part-time. Personally, I don't think that you can run a brand part-time. It's a full-time job. Maybe when you first start and you've got your job, you could go to work in the day, come home, print your stuff on the night, but it can be a headache. If you're going to take this seriously and you do want to start a brand, you've got to go all in, do it properly, put everything on the line. You can always go and get another job. If you've got a family to support, maybe just 50-50 is fine. When me and my brother started, I had a good vision. I saw where we was going and I knew that working for someone else wasn't going to be part of my future. So I went all in and I quit my job. We did start out in a garage and now we've got like a 6,000 square foot factory, which is, probably too small now. So we're currently looking at some bigger premises to carry on growing Hobo Clothing. Now this brings me on to tip number 3, having a decent space. When me and my brother first started, luckily we had a garage, so we started out of that and we very quickly outgrew that space and then we went into an office. But yeah, you're gonna need a space where you can work from and come up with your ideas, get your stuff delivered. If you're gonna buy a DTG printer, you're gonna need somewhere where you can print from, where you can keep your blank t-shirts, where you can pick and pack your orders. So having a good space to start off with is always handy. You're always gonna outgrow your space. The bigger space you get, the more of a chance you take with a big space, you're always gonna outgrow it. You don't really wanna be running this out your kitchen. It can be hard for your concentration, you're trying to come up with some cool designs and come up with some cool ideas. It's good if you're in your own space. People who have helped start out brands friends and family, this is a tip that I always give to them. You know, have a space where you can go, you know, from a garage or from a shed, or just a space where you can work from, because if you're going to take it seriously, you're going to outgrow that space very quickly, trust me. Right, tip number 4, you've got to decide what your brand is going to be about. You know, what are your hobbies when you're not at work? Are you really interested in going to the gym and working out? Make a fitness brand. You know, create your brand around the lifestyle that you want to live. That way, you'll always enjoy going to work because you'll be doing what you enjoy. If you love skateboarding, make a skateboarding brand. Don't just look at what other people are doing and going, oh, they're doing well, I'm gonna do that, because down the line, you're gonna figure out that you're doing something that you don't enjoy, and that's not gonna make you happy. So you've got to do what's gonna make you happy, build a brand around something that you enjoy. It will just give you help, it'll give you clear vision. If you already are interested in what your brand's gonna be about, it's gonna be easier for you to come up with artwork, to meet influencers, to, you know, to have the lingo, have the chat with these people that you're gonna be potentially working with. Me and my brother Dan, we've always loved tattoos. We've always loved the tattoo industry. We've always loved traveling, and our brand is built around, you know, traveling, the tattoo industry, and it just makes it a lot easier, you know, when we go to shows and we meet people and we meet customers and we can have the lingo, we can have the chat, and it just makes things a lot easier. And also, it just means we can enjoy it that little bit more because the brand is about what we truly love. Right, this is my last tip, number 5, it's the biggest one. Don't be scared. Don't be scared when you're doing this. You need to enjoy it. The more you enjoy it, the more hard work you're going to put into it, and the more hard work you put into it, the more successful you are going to be. Building a brand isn't all about money. It's not about that at all. It's about building a community around your brand. It's about having fun. You have to work hard. That goes in anything. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You've always got to work hard. If you take that fear away and you're enjoying what you're doing, trust me, you're going to get out of bed early. You're gonna work late, you won't care. And by doing these things, this is what's gonna propel your brand. You have to take chances. A DTG printing machine, when we first bought ours, it was £12,000. Plus we had to buy loads of other things. We probably spent, just to get started, 20,000. Now that's a big risk. You've got to be a little bit fearless, because if we didn't do that back then, we wouldn't be where we're at now. Don't be scared, it can be daunting. But if you take these risks and you work hard and you do things properly, I promise you, you'll have your own brand in no time. Thank you very much for your time. Those are my 5 top tips. I'm probably going to go a little bit more in depth and just give you some more tips and advice in the next few weeks. If you've got any questions, just ask a question down in the comments and I'll get back to everyone who's got a question to ask. Follow me on Instagram, it's Hobo Jimmy. Again, ask me questions on there. I'm happy to answer anyone's questions, give advice, tips to anyone. Make sure you subscribe to my page for future videos. Thank you very much. Peace out. Much love.